Apologetic. Yeah, he breaking it down. Worldviews collide when we step on the ground. No spin, no fluff, we ain't playing around. Every false claim, getting pressed right now. Bad philosophies, stripped to the core. If it ain't truth, we exposing it all. This ain't hype, it's a war for the mind. Every quote, every lie, getting put in the line. From the street to the stream, we defending his name. By fe, yeah, the truth never changed. Mr. Apologetic, I used to be a top head. Now if I have my space, I put you on top. I had so much doubt, now I have big faith. If your channel has Yelp, I give you top rate.
Well. How's everyone doing? A little different today, as you can see. It's not the person you usually expect here. I know it hurts. But man, it's tough, guys. It's tough. Yeah, today's stream is going to be a little different. I've been getting messages all week, texts, emails, people stopping me at Costco. Tom, is this true, brother? And unfortunately, after much prayer and reflection and several emotional conversations, Arthur has decided to quit YouTube. Now, before we judge him, and trust me, I've spent a bunch of time judging him already, we need to understand why. For years, Arthur has carried tremendous burdens. Every week, he has had to read comments from people explaining the Trinity to him. Every week. Can you imagine the emotional toll? People who discovered church history on TikTok 6 minutes ago, telling Arthur that the Council of Nicaea invented Jesus. At some point, a man can only take so much, guys. But that's not the only reason. The second reason is that, am I not coming through? Why am I getting complaints here? Can everyone hear me? Arthur's texting me saying, well. How's everyone doing? A little different today. Oh, it's apparently not coming from my microphone. Okay, I'm just going to continue what I was reading. But that's not the only reason, guys. The second reason is Arthur recently discovered there are jobs where people don't call you a heretic every day. He didn't believe it at first. He said, wait, you're telling me there are professions where strangers don't spend 3 hours writing paragraphs about why I'm secretly Roman Catholic, Muslim, Orthodox, or Baptist? Apparently there are. Another factor is age. Arthur has recently turned old enough that when he opens YouTube asks him to verify his age. That was hard on him. But the final straw happened a few weeks ago. Arthur spent 12 hours preparing a deeply... wow. I can't keep this joke going on longer because Arthur keeps texting me. He keeps messaging me and he keeps popping up on my screen while I'm trying to go through with my monologue. Man. So guys, Arthur's telling me that you guys can't hear me through my microphone. Can you tell me if that's the case? Because I'm showing that I'm connected to my microphone here. Let me see. How's that? Is that better? I just switched it to another one. Is that better connection? Let me know. It should be a little more clear now. It should be a little more clear. Let me know if that's okay. That's better. Okay, so okay, that's better. So yeah, I was supposed to go off on that monologue, but Arthur kept messaging me saying, your mic's not working, brother. It's like the sound was getting through, Arthur. The sound was getting through. Now, it might have not been perfect. It might have not been the best sound. It might have not been the quality of sound that you are used to when you're doing it from your studio, but it was okay, man.
Should have let me go through it. It was going to get so good. The ending was so savage. But now I can't do it anymore. It's killed. It's destroyed. It's buried. It's done. But yeah, Arthur, actually, I don't know where Arthur is, guys, by the way. I think he's somewhere like in the woods. I think he's like camping or something. I don't know what he's doing. I just know he's like, he texted me early in the morning asking me if I'm gonna go live. And then he texted me like 30 minutes ago saying, I still got an hour on my drive. Are you gonna go live? So I'm assuming that I'm assuming that he's going somewhere in the woods. Somewhere in the woods. Jimmy saying there's gotta be a greater plan, but I'm holding on to hope. I'm assuming that was the Arthur quitting. No, Arthur is not quitting YouTube, everyone. Unfortunately, Arthur will be back in a week to yell at all of us, scream at us. Arthur needs to come tell us like a man. Seriously, Arthur, bro, stop putting me up to these weird stuff. Be a man. Be a man. And there he is. By the way, guys, I actually have control of his channel right now, which is actually pretty cool. So I got access to all the stuff. Basically, any super chats you send, I can just take them today. Just steal them, put them in my pocket. Take my wife out for a nice dinner tonight. How about that? Arthur is driving to Arizona. I think this is related to his other job that he gets paid better than YouTube on that one. And so Arthur is on his way. Hope you get there safe, brother. What's Jerome saying? He's lying to you, sir. It's Jerome. Jerome, I miss you, man. You got to come back, buddy. You got to come back. Driving and typing at the same time is interesting activity. Yes, that's right. Arthur, what the heck, man? We're supposed to be examples here, brother. You can't be doing this kind of stuff. Shame on you. Put your phone away. Put your phone away, man. Listen to some music. Turn this stream off, bro. Go on vacation. Enjoy yourself. Why are you here? Guys, I honestly I wasn't even thinking about doing this today because I'm preparing for something on Monday. I want to go live on Monday and I want to speak about Pride Month, the month of June. And so I was going to actually like not do it today and then prepare for Monday and actually come like heavy with prepared presentation and all that kind of stuff and do something just speaking about Pride Month in general, what we should think as Christians, where we should stand, how much of our time and energy we should put into whatever, revolting against it, being angry, burning down rainbow flags and all the rest. But I'm going to save that for Monday. I'm not going to do that today. So today I just thought we could have just a general conversation. I've been viewing some things and I didn't know if I should react to some of that stuff. And again, it's tough because I don't really know how to use this. Like I'm using a free version of StreamYard. I don't really know how to use it well, how to change stuff. So like it's difficult for me to quickly move and react and do all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to try to do my best to chat with you guys and do some stuff. I also want to open up the lines for guests to join. And I'd really appreciate it. I'd really appreciate it if you guys would join and come online and talk to me. So I'm going to put the link right there, and please guys confirm with me if you guys are getting these links and if you're able to click on them and all that stuff, because I'd love for you guys to jump online and have some conversations with me. I'm actually going to send this to Mr. Nicholas Quint and see if Mr. Nicholas Quint, the Reverend Nick Quint, if he's available to jump on and chat with me a little bit. So let me try to send that to him. Greetings. What up, Tony? How you doing, brother? Jerome says, I miss you too. Jerome, man, it was nice having you here, bro. You got to come back sometime soon. We got to fly you out here again. So, oh, funny thing I was going to tell you guys. Hold on. Let me try to find this. So I was trying to find a picture of Arthur to put on the thing, to put on the screen. Watch this. Here it is. So I searched Arthur Asadurian, his name, and then, guys, this is hilarious. I didn't do this. This is not AI. And then I clicked on images, and then, I hope it happens again. I just want to show you how raw this is. Where is? Oh, here. Look. Look at this. Do you guys see this? Please tell me you see this. It says Arthur Asadurian, apologist, adjunct professor of Apologia Center, and this is the picture. How do I zoom in, guys? How do I zoom? Hold on. Do you guys see that? That's the picture, and it's actually it's his name. It's correct on what it's saying, but this is the picture. This is, I don't know what's going on, but that does look like it could be him too, which is why I was super confused. So I don't know, maybe Google is making some connections there. Anyways, I thought that was funny. I was listening to an abortion debate this morning. Super annoying, honestly. But I thought maybe I could go through that a little bit. What's Jerome saying? Tom wants to do a topical stream about a month that's almost halfway complete. Oh, man. Now the hate comments have started against me. Is this how Arthur must feel? This is why he quit, poor guy. No, I actually want to speak about Pride Month because here's the thing. Here, fine. I'll give you a little prequel before Monday. I think that when this sort of Christian awakening happened recently, we were talking about this with Arthur, and a lot of people have been, interested in Jesus, about Christianity, about religion, and all this kind of stuff. And I think that when that kind of stuff happens, when these revivals, for lack of better terms, happen, people get complacent. Christians get complacent. So what essentially happens is, I should change this back to my view. There it is. So what essentially happens is, like, the side that you thought you had killed or that you had, like, put away starts, like, regrowing. I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but, like, when you kill a fly, like if you have one of those yellow swatter things and you smash a fly, sometimes it'll drop on the ground and it'll look like it's dead. But then, like, after a couple of minutes, it'll start doing this weird stuff with his wings, and he'll start, like, gaining strength again. And then you come back to the same spot you swatted the fly at, and you realize the fly is gone. What happened to it? Did a spider get it? Did something happen? But then a few seconds later, it comes right into your face. And so, like, the initial smack is not enough. You've given that thing time to resuscitate itself, and it comes back just as annoying. And so what I think has happened is, I think that ever since Christianity has sort of gotten the spotlight, and people are talking about God. It's actually funny. I was listening to a Christian apologist debating, and he said that he's gone kind of like, he's not used to debating atheism anymore. Like, atheist arguments are kind of getting him again, because atheism has been such an afterthought in recent times, where even when I opened my stream, it used to be like, this guy debates this guy on the existence of God, and now it's just like just Christian dialogue. At least that's my algorithm. And so what happens is, I think we think that, like, we've put that Pride Month stuff behind us. Like, oh, the companies used to put the rainbow flags and all this kind of stuff, and now they're not doing that anymore. We've won. But then during this, like, time, this idle time, I think they're kind of like that fly I mentioned, I think they're waking up again. And here's my reasons as to why. And I won't go too much into it because then I'll have nothing to talk about on Monday. But I think it's happening um, because we never actually truly killed the ideology. And this is the mistake a lot of conservatives and Christians make, is that we think that once kind of we've done our job in mocking them and pushing them out of the mainstream, that what's going to happen is now everyone's going to become like an anti, LGTV and all that kind of stuff. And it usually doesn't work that way. What happens is you've maybe what's the word I'm looking for? You've discouraged them a little bit. Like you've done a good enough job to push them to the sidelines, where they're kind of like, oh man, like people aren't looking at us like the way they used to. We aren't getting the same. We aren't getting the same hype and things of that sort. So they start backing up. But then as you start talking about other stuff and you move on and you take your foot off the gas pedal, what happens is these people start planning. They're meticulous. They're smart. They know how to use social media. They still are in charge of. They're still in charge of a lot of the, uh, like mainstream shows and things of that sort. And so slowly they start poking their head back into it. And what happens is, like what's happened recently is I realized that this June, companies were posting all that stuff. And actually, one of the most embarrassing parts was the Major League Baseball, the MLB. I mean, dude, like every single MLB team was posting like, like gay people are welcome. We're not like, we believe in this, like putting the flags up, doing all this stuff, LGBTQ month, jerseys, team logos turned into Pride Month, etc. And I was just like, whoa, like, is it coming back? Like, is it possible that whatever the heck happened between 2021 when Sleepy Joe, who, by the way, I don't know how he's still alive, but he's still alive. He's kicking. I saw him walk up to Jill Biden, like Jill Biden was giving a speech, and he walked up. He's like, "I just have a question." And Jill's like, "Yeah, honey," and you could tell Jill was like tripping out. He's like, "Who do you love the most in the world? Who do you love the most in the world?" And then she was like, "Eh." And it was just weird. But anyways, whatever happened between 2021 to 2024, that was freaking insane. And I feel like that's coming back. I'm gonna read some comments here. Matthew says, "You're right. Tom, talk about something interesting. Are you aware that Halo CE remake is coming out next month?" Is that a game? I have no idea what that is. Sorry, I'm not a gamer. I'm assuming that's like Halo, the game, the PlayStation game. Tom, have you seen that they've added the twos to the alphabet plus? That would be a good talking point. The two meaning two-spirit. Yes. I did actually see this. I saw this on like a couple days ago on the Piers Morgan show, where I think it was Piers Morgan and the gay. And this is also a new thing, by the way, where they're bringing these like gay people, that are like, yeah, bro, I'm gay, but I'm like not gay, like I'm gay, but like I'm not gay, and so like they try to be like tough guys, but it's like, bro, like you're still doing the wrist action, bro. Like, and so that's kind of what's been going on. It's like they've realized that like the super flamboyant, gay attitude is like a super like big turn off. Like no one wants to see that. So now they're coming up with these guys that are like, yeah, you can say whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not sensitive. And it's like, no, bro, we're not gonna like, we can't be like, oh, like we're not like pro LGBT, and then like start accepting every other kind of LGBT just because it's sort of like is less gay than the ones before. And I think that's like kind of a way you allow that stuff in. Yeah, Michael Knowles was not Michael Knowles was on. Yep, I saw bits and clips of that. I also saw something super interesting. Let me see if I can pull it up. Again, if anyone wants to join, you're welcome to. Who's that? Oh, hold on. It's so hard to type this stuff and then also like search for stuff and talk at the same time. Give me a second. Jeez, I don't remember her name. You guys, there was an OnlyFans. Oh, here it is. OnlyFans. She was a corn star. I don't know about this because I'm a good boy. So I didn't remember her name. But then now I searched corn star on Michael Knowles. So like now if my wife looks at my history, honey, I was just doing this for the stream, honey. Who do you love most, baby? Who do you love most? Hold on. See her. Guys, yeah, hide your kids, hide your wives. This is gonna be interesting right here. So there was this Nala Ray. She's an ex porn star. And here, I don't know how I got here, by the way. I don't know how I got to this topic, but just confirm you guys can hear this. I want to play this real quick. Hold on one second. I'm going to play this. Give me a second. And just confirm with me that you can hear the sound here. Oh, we got 9 people. Guys, it's depressing. Why are you guys 9 people, man? Straight to jail. That's my wife. Babe, change your name and stuff. Like, why are you up with your full name and all that kind of stuff? I hate that they appropriated such a wonderful vegetable. Yes, they did. Douglas Murray. Douglas Murray is the guy. Okay, so guys, I want you to hear this. Just tell me if you hear the sound. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen here. 1 second. How do I do this? God, I can't believe I searched this girl's name. Now it's gonna be like, okay. Okay, tell me if you guys can hear the sound here. Just I'm gonna play it and then I'm gonna give it a few seconds so you can confirm.
Explain your giftings too.
Yeah.
That's it ties.
So I'm gonna play that and just let me know if you can hear that before I like play the whole video. And then here, let's put this on screen. Okay, I'm gonna play this real quick. Just let me know if you hear it.
Directly into what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
I let him explain mine because
Okay. I'll wait to see if you guys can hear it. We can hear it. Yes. Thank you, Jesus. Hey, praise the Lord. Okay. I can hear it all right. Okay, good. You guys can hear it. Okay. I don't know what to do. I have no idea how to like control volume and stuff. So I'm just gonna play it. But I have a point to this. Okay. I have a point to this. Let me just play it. Okay, so you guys can see it. Let me see if I can make this like a bigger presentation style. Hold on. Okay, whatever. This is it. Just hear me out here. Hear me out. Here we go.
explain your giftings too.
Yeah.
That's it ties directly into what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
I let him explain mine because I don't like talking about.
Okay, the reason I'm playing this because honestly, if you guys want me to be honest, is because I had a few videos that I wanted to share. This was one of them. I wasn't gonna get into the LGBT Pride Month stuff today, but so I was saving that for another. I was actually gonna start on more of this topic, what Nala Ray was talking about, and then share another video. I also wanted to react to on abortion and things of that sort, and kind of speak about like how sort of this new Christian culture where like somebody becomes a Christian, somebody confesses faith in Jesus, and then they're like super platformed, like this girl. Like, okay, let me play this. So that's my point. It's that I'm shifting the conversation from that LGBT stuff back to what I wanted to originally talk about. But why did that conversation remind me of this? Is because of these guys' wrists action, like the very gay wrist action. And so just like seeing their wrists, I was like, oh, I was gonna play this video. Okay, guys, let's check it out.
About myself.
Here, I'm
Explain
playing
your
things.
giftings too.
Yeah.
That's it ties directly into what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
And I let
So-
him explain mine because I don't like
Yeah.
talking about myself. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about myself. Explain your giftings. These are, by the way, supposed to be Christians. Okay, anyways. I don't like talking about myself. I'll let him talk about me.
So I have the ability to see in the spirit realm, just
Okay,
like
one more thing. If you start off a conversation asking someone to explain their giftings, boom, my antennas go up. Like that's already super weird. Like explain the giftings that I never go up to someone like I never go up to Arthur, who's a teacher, for example, right? He's one of the elders at a church. I'm like, hey brother, explain your giftings. No, he'd just be like, I'm an elder at this church. I preach. Okay, he has the gift of teaching. Like I wouldn't need explanations on like if you need to explain to me like I have no idea what the hell is going on. If you have to explain to me your giftings, that probably is going to raise some red flags for me. Like why does this person have to need to explain any of this to me right now? So that's already weird to me. Okay, I'm not going to talk too much. Let's go on.
a lot of people could in the Bible. They are in the Bible. They are called seers, and so that's a title a lot of people call me and stuff. Just like Samuel in the Bible, he was able to see things all the time and stuff. Amos is an
Like that's a pretty bad explanation. Just like Samuel, like he was able to like just like see stuff all the time. He was just like seeing things, and like just as a person who generally sees, I definitely have. By the way, whatever this guy's name is, Mr. Seer guy, I see too. I see very well, and I can see through your bowl. Whatever. I don't have my buttons right now. Hold on. I can see through your bowl. Your bowl. I can see through it. I'm a seer too.
another one. Amos. I always say that name wrong.
almost. I was like, who's that?
Amos. I always say that name wrong.
Amos, whatever. Ezekiel could also see in the spirit realm. Elijah, Daniel, Peter, John. All these people. It's always the same people having encounters with angels and stuff because they could see it.
Yeah.
And so it's
Okay, I'm not gonna say that.
something I just have always been able to do since I was little. Like I don't even know what it's like to not.
Which
Like the nerve on this guy. It's like usually when someone's like telling you that they're witnessing like like there was a miracle or there's something they saw, they'll usually start it off by like I'm not like this all the time. Like this doesn't always happen to me, but man, I had this encounter that was just incredible. And by the way, even in the Old Testament, as we read about these encounters of God speaking to his people, it's not like every single Jew that's just walking around, every single Hebrew/Israelite that's walking around is like just seeing God coming down and be like, yeah, what's up, Jehotham? How you doing, Jehotham? I just wanted to speak to you today. Hey, bro, your wife just washed the clothes and it's not on the hanger. Like, please go pick it up. Like, it's not like that encounter is always happening, right? So hold on. Nick the Quick is in the house. What up, bro? I can't hear you. Hold on. Okay,
There it goes. Is that better?
that's my guy.
You got me for about 15 minutes.
Okay. So I don't know if you're seeing me reacting to this guy. Have you been watching this? So, anyways, Nick, I just want to react to this because it's pissing me off, and I have a reason for this. But the fact that this guy goes like, yeah, and it's this stuff is so normal to me, like just seeing angels and communicating with them, that I don't even know what it's like to be like not seeing them. Like I just
Yeah, it means you and I are probably pretty sober.
yeah. And I'll tell you, brother, it's very hard to be sober with the kind of stuff you've given me in the past. But um, yeah. Anyways, let me keep playing this, Nick, and I'll bring you on to give your thoughts here. Give me a second. See if I can put us. Yeah, I can put us like that. Okay, let's keep going.
So how I see Jesus in the spirit realm during some sessions, or sometimes during at church or something, like he'll make an appearance. Like I see his light in every single believer in Christ. And especially when I'm doing deliverance sessions, and he shows me the courts of heaven where we're going, and he's standing there for the person I'm praying for in the.
Okay, so Nick, like, he did something there that I think is like super sneaky. Is that he said, I see Jesus all the time, and then he said, I see the light of Jesus in every believer.
Mhm.
So someone just hearing that would be like, okay, yeah, I see the light of Jesus. Like I say that all the time. Hey, bro, like I see the light of Christ in you. You're very Christ-like. But then he's not saying that. He's actually talking about like seeing Jesus like physically with his eyes, and he'll explain that more. But anyways, bro, like what do you think generally when you hear garbage like this?
I think it's generally pretty cringe. It's one of those I don't. It's I'm not discounting that Jesus can appear to people or any sorts of things, um, but this sounds like someone who's it sounds about as organic as a Big Mac.
See, Nick, this is why I love having you on, bro. You got the white man lingo. Like I could never pull that off, bro. Like,
It's shizzle my dizzle. That's
bro,
how it goes.
bro, like I wish I could just say that in public one day. Like, hey, buddy, that's as organic as a Big Mac. But I'll never pull it off. I'll just my
Well,
tongue
you
will
got to
twist.
pinch right here. You got to pinch right here when you say it, because then you say it lower and you add a little bit to it. That sounds wrong. That's as organic as a
Okay,
Big
okay,
Mac.
that's what I gotta do. That's okay. Hold
That's
on.
how white
Man.
people do it.
No, I love it. I love it. So
You have
sometimes
to
I
put on the
wish,
Chappelle voice.
yeah, sometimes I wish it was like my like first language, so I could have these like witty comebacks and stuff ready to go. Um, Jerome is saying, bro is just drinking ice.
So see, here in the United States, we can afford such luxuries.
That's freaking good. Okay, let me continue here.
Courtrooms of heaven. He always just looks like in the courtroom. There for the person I'm praying for in the courtrooms of heaven. He always just looks like a man made out of pure golden light. Where I can't even. He's so bright, I can't even make out any facial features or anything like that. It looks like a man made of pure
How do you
golden,
know it's
this
Jesus?
liquid golden light.
And the reason
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah.
that
Okay,
he
hold
sees
on.
it like that as well is like there's other seers, right? And they have all seen Jesus. Is a very common thing. They see him a little bit differently. Some people
It's not a common thing. Like,
How do you know it's Jesus if Jesus is like pure gold? Like, how do
Yeah.
you know?
yeah. How do you know? By the way, Nick, what pisses me off about this is I did some minimal research, but apparently they do a quick like they have these sessions where they sell over Zoom, where like you pay them $300 and they jump on like a 15-20 minute Zoom with you, and they basically tell you what they're seeing or whatever. And
I feel like we just need to get Arthur to monetize his time better. And Apologia Center needs to get on that.
seriously, bro, seriously, like
Oh, that's ice. That's good
speaking
American.
of monetizing, bro, this is really good job. Like,
we could see him as like a man because that's just the way their brain works.
Yeah.
That's the way he presents himself to them. The way that he sees things, we've come to learn, is the embodiment of whatever that thing is. So that
And so Cody's gift of prophetic wisdom, like even when I look at him spiritually,
which we
it's-
just did a video
yeah.
about this.
but like it's
like,
Pause.
bro, that's so gay, bro. Like the way they look at
Pause.
each other. Yeah,
The way I look at Tommy and I see his spiritual gifts and his enlightenment, I just, it's like, come on, y'all, pause.
bro, Nick, you're dangerous, bro.
It's like he doesn't even have like a scalp. It's almost like he's scalpless in the spirit realm, and his brain is just like the way I see the Holy Spirit is always just like this bluish white fire, like it's literally just ablaze in your entire cavity of your chest right now.
Wow.
Same with
The
coding
burning of
stuff,
the
but his
bosom.
is also
Oh,
like
how
in his
fitting.
brain.
Like, bro, what the hell are you talking about?
I swear these guys just make stuff up.
Yeah, and so Nick, this is part of the reason, bro. Like it's good that people are talking about Christianity, but you gotta also realize that when something is becoming more popular or mainstream, like you're gonna have a lot of these guys come up and try to like monetize on it or try to benefit from it, or you know so like you have these new agey kind of responses. Now, I'm not necessarily saying this is that, but these things will generally come in just because they have to be part of the conversation, right?
Oh,
So
100%. 100%. And it's like, I would dispute that. I don't know the state of their heart. I'm not saying they're not Christians, but this doesn't look like what we would call basic Christianity. And again, this is, and I know you and I are probably in agreement on this. I'm not a charismatic, but I'm a continuationist. So the language they're using, in principle, I'm not opposed to it, right? Like, I'm like, oh yeah, the spirit will work and like there's gifts and all this sort of stuff. I'm not anti any of that. But when you try to put it in a bottle and put a trademark on it, and patent it, then that's what this looks like to me. And I'm like, I'm not down with any of this.
yeah, exactly. And so that's the thing. It's always using this like generalized like general language, like what I said in the beginning. He says something to the extent of, I see the light of Christ in you, which is okay. And then he moves on and he starts talking about, I see the Holy Spirit. And when he initially said, I see Holy Spirit as like a blue flame, I thought he was like, I didn't think he was like being like, oh, literally seeing it. But then he's like, yeah, I see it right there. It's in your chest, right there, like right there. Oh, now it's in his. It's like, but by the way, I'm not a I've said this before. I've talked about this on the streams. I'm not a cessationist. I did go there, I would say, for a time, and there are personal reasons. I would say more personal reasons than theological reasons that I've been convinced otherwise so far. And so I'm trying to work with my theology and with scripture and things of that sort. So it's not just like an experiential fallacy, as Jay Dyer would call it. But I'm not that there anymore. I'm not at that camp of cessationism. I do believe it. So again, and it's not weird for me, Nick, because I came from that initially. I was raised in a charismatic household, so I've heard lingo like this, but not like that, not like what those guys are talking about. And I
Yeah,
think,
this sounds like stuff that you would hear, not to cut you off, but it sounds like stuff we would hear only in the white privileged West versus like what happens in like Pentecostalism, like where there's actual persecution and they actually work for a living and they have the threat of death over them. It's like this kind of stuff can only be dreamed up in a corporate room or in your mother's basement versus no, we're actually doing church and the Spirit of God's on fire and we're doing all this sort of stuff because the Iranian regime or the Iraqi regime or the Brazilian regime is going to crack down on us. You know what I mean? And so it's just, I hear this sort of stuff. I'm like, yeah, this is trying to put the spirit in a bottle and careful. We all
yeah,
know what happens when you try to put spirit in a bottle or a
and
spirit
it's
in a
like
corner.
it's like you have to be doing really good as a civilization where this is a thing. Like somebody's charging 300, 400, 500 bucks to like tell you what they see. Dude, it's essentially just like witchcraft, in my opinion. I mean, you're a little more gracious in this, and that's why I appreciate you in saying that these guys are. I'm not saying they're not Christians and stuff like that, but when I hear this kind of lingo, bro, it's a big enough turnoff for me. Where again, I can't make the final call, but I would say something like, this person doesn't sound like a Christian. Like this does not sound like Christianity. In even the most Assemblies of God, charismatic Pentecostal upbringing that I had didn't sound like this. Like this kind of weird lingo is like just not normal for me. It's
Well, because your
strange.
pastors and ministers were working for a living.
Yeah, yeah. I guess yeah, that's true. And another thing I had about this is I don't know what your opinion is specifically on this. Is this corn star lady, Nala Ray? She's a former high earning OnlyFans creator who made a highly publicized transition to Christianity. So essentially, she was raised a Christian, went into the cornfields and then essentially like got out of it. And people have been questioning her faith and things of that sort. Like, is she legitimate? Is she not legitimate? Stuff. And I don't care much for that because, like I've always said, I've said it on this channel that if God can, if Jesus can change the heart of Paul, he can change the heart of anybody. But my problem, Nick, is that why do you have like get off the cameras, sister in the Lord? Get off the cameras. Like, you showed your entire body for men to enjoy and gratify themselves for whatever, however long you did. And it's like, now you found the most precious gift of gifts, which is salvation in the Lord. It's like, don't you think, like, isn't it a wiser idea to just put the camera away? Like, don't make your new persona, new creation that you are, another thing that you stick a camera in front of immediately and just be like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna use this language, Nick, but it's like I was an actual WHORE, right? And now God has transformed me, but I still have to be a camera WHORE. It's like, sister, just put it away and maybe spend some time. You're gonna like this.
Yeah,
Nick.
there's
Spend
it's
some
one of
time
those
as a catechumen. Go ahead.
I wonder too. There's some of these things you kind of look at and go, they're and you actually, and I don't think this is actually helpful across the Christian tradition, at least as it is now, because I don't see a lot of accountability from the Orthodox or the Roman Catholics, at least online. Mostly because I think their priests are actually working and not watching online stuff. But I think a lot of what happened there, I'm like, this, if this is authentic, and I'm not certain, it's ultimately not my call, at least right now. If I don't see holiness and discipleship and all of that come from something like this, then I'm inclined to just not take it seriously. That doesn't mean that it can't be authentic and then being worked out, so to speak, you know. But I don't. Yeah, I it's one of those where I'm like, my thought is, if I did all that, the last thing I want to be is in front of a camera.
Yeah, dude, exactly. And that Hachik, our friend, is asking us what we're talking about. We're talking about this video that was that what we played about these seers seeing into like the spiritual realm, and they're being interviewed by former corn star Nala Ray, who from everything I can see has turned her life to the Lord. I remember there was a thing happening, Nick, where they were trying to get her to kind of give back all the proceeds she's earned from being, you know, like from the industry, and
From
so
being
Christians would,
from being from Iowa, yeah,
yeah. So
a lot
Christians
of
were,
cornfields in Iowa.
yeah. Oh my God, that's what you're saying. Someone said Nebraska. I was like, well, what? Why are they naming states? But yeah, essentially, like my thing was when I was listening to this, it's like, dude, why can't you, as someone who's just turned to the Lord, and even if you've had a Christian background or whatever, why can't you for a while take some time, even if you've been, you know, a public figure in the public and all that kind of stuff? It's like, hey man, you know what, I'm not even saying just because you were a corn star in the past that God can't use you in public ministry. I'm sure he can. I have nothing against that. You know what I mean? I have no issues with what she's done in the past. It doesn't disqualify her, in my opinion, to do some kind of public ministry. But it's like, dude, take a chill pill, man. Take some time. Go learn. Go study. Stay off the. Go freaking touch grass. Go hang out with Christian friends. You know, allow Christ to transform you fully more into his image. And then when the time is right, and that's a passion you have, public ministry, like jump back in, and I'm sure the Lord will provide that in that means. So
He's provided more. He's provided more for folks with less.
that's right. Yeah. And the thing is, Nick, like I think, I don't know, is deconstruction still a thing? I feel like it is, and there are a lot of people out there that are, as many people are interested in Christianity, there's a lot of people doubting Christianity. There's a big what are those two guys that you do YouTube? One of the guys recently left the faith. He deconstructed. He's been on like every show, Joe Rogan, this, that. He kind of looks like Jesus. What's his name?
Good mystical morning guy. McLaughlin, Rhett and Link.
Rhett. Yes, Rhett. So
Yeah.
so it's like, dude, you have people like this that are turning, like kind of leaving their faith essentially. And so I think that the Christian voices we should have out there in public, this is my personal opinion, should be mature ones. And look, this is not a debate for like silencing free speech or whatever. Trust me, brother, I'm not doing that. Like it's enjoy I enjoy hearing people talk, but I think what you have is people searching for the truth, and people sometimes doubting whether they believe in this kind of stuff. And then the content creators you have is like this girl. It's like if I'm doubting Christianity, and I go into this video and I'm like right there, I'm like at the edge where I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. You know what I mean? I don't know if I believe. And then I come up with this like two gay guys sitting down and talking about like them seeing like inside your spirit, and like I just be like, yeah, I'm out. Like,
Spiritual.
that's it. So I mean, those are just some thoughts I had regarding that. Um, there was a atheist that Trent Horn recently had. He was the guy that was on the whatever. It's like one atheist versus 100 Christians on that main show, and he was the one that gave Jordan Peterson a hard time, where he was like, "What are you? Are you a Christian? Blah blah blah. Do you even believe?" And so like this guy Nick, he's an atheist, and he has a channel. It's probably like 20,000, 15,000 subscribers, not very large, but he does this call in where these young he's on TikTok mainly. So he has these like Christian girls come in. Oh, Danny, yes, dude, you guys are freaking amazing, guys. What the heck, Danny Phil Talk. So Danny Phil Talk here. Let me see if I can pull this off. How long you got, bro?
I got like another 5 minutes.
Okay, hold on.
I'm in my in-laws' living room, so apologies for the background noise.
No, it's all good, bro. I'm grateful you.
Danny Philtop. I feel like I should be on TikTok. I was on TikTok for 5 minutes, mostly for church stuff, and then I just go. Yeah. I felt oily after being on TikTok.
Okay, guys, listen to this for a second. And this is why I mean, like these kind of people, like Danny Phil Talk guys. I think he's a smart guy. Is that they know the conversation about Christianity is happening. It's like out there, whether you're a moron or whether you've been doing this for 20, 30, 40 years, and now you're on YouTube and whatever you are, people have access to what the heck you're saying. Like that's just the way it works now, where you can click on you can go on YouTube and watch William Lane Craig, or you can go to YouTube and watch some guy with 5,000 subscribers that has like a cult following, and they're like paying him and stuff. Like it's everywhere. But anyways, I want you to hear this. Nick, let me just share the screen real quick. And I'm learning how to do this, so please forgive me. Here it is. Okay, guys, here this is Danny Phil Talk. So I just want you guys to hear this. I hope he doesn't get demonetized or whatever now that I'm sharing this, but give me a second. So listen to this.
All right. While you figure that out, I'm just going to fill the space. You know what I think humanity needs to bring back in order to make
Hmm.
everything better? We need to bring back animation domination. We need to bring back where we watch cartoons online together, Family Guy, Simpsons, South Park, Boondocks, all of them, and we just have like a rotation for like a 3 hour stretch on Sunday nights after church. I think we need to bring
Oh,
that back.
I thought you were gonna say something savage like public
Public executions,
execution or
public
something like that. I was
floggings.
like,
Now we did that one time as Christians. We know what happens when we do that one time. We don't need that happening again.
yeah, I say we stay away from that for now. Okay, here it is.
and he doesn't always get what he wants. So that's kind of where it started for me.
What do you mean he doesn't get what he wants? Like you don't get like everything that you pray for? Or what?
No, that like does God want us to, does God want children to die to bone cancer? Does he want that?
No. And I think a lot of people get that mixed up because, for example, bad things happen in people's lives and they're like, well, why would that happen if God's all knowing and all good? That wasn't God.
Okay, I'm not saying it was God. The point, although that I could argue that, I'm not arguing that now. The point is that if I don't want a child to suffer from leukemia and I'm all powerful, I can snap my fingers and fix it and get what I want, right? But so now God doesn't want that child to die of leukemia. He can do it faster than a snap of my fingers, but something stops him. And it seems like he's not omnipotent on that account.
All right. Can I say like a different example of kind of like what you're telling me? So like God didn't create bad things. He created free will and people chose to do sin with that. And I'm not saying with sickness or anything, but I'm saying like your argument for not believing in him is like, oh, well, bad things happen to people, but that's life. Like if life was all good, there would be no benefit. Like you can't have a good day without having a bad day because you wouldn't recognize a good day. Does that make sense?
So it seems like you're saying two things. You were talking about the importance of free will to God, and then this kind of contrast thing where if you don't have evil, then good isn't as amplified as much. So I don't know which one you want to talk about. The free will thing, I mean, it seems like God can create a space where everyone has free will and there can't be evil, like heaven, right? Presumably you think there's a heaven and there's not going to be any sin or evil, yet we all have our free will. So he has the power to do that. And in the second case, I mean, two things. First thing is that it seems like, okay, it might be that evil might amplify good and make good even better, I guess. Like people use the analogy of hunger, right? Like hunger makes food more tasty, perhaps. But that can also backfire. Sometimes good can amplify evil. So to me, that happens all the time, right? Like let's say someone clean water somehow. This is one of the reasons about
meaning
Here,
Jesus Christ died on the
it happens in the reverse.
What I'm saying is that Jesus Christ died on the cross for our sins, meaning he forgives everything that you could do wrong as long as you repent. So like he gives you the choice to know him or not. And it's kind of like, so are you more of like a facts person over faith?
Yeah. Anyways, the reason I was sharing this,
He left. Okay, so what should I say? Tom doesn't want you all to know this, but he's secretly an Arminian, but he plays a Calvinist for clicks. Oh, hey, Tom, how's it going?
what are you doing, Nick?
No idea. You have to watch it on the read, guys.
Oh my God. So people like that girl, whoever she is, God bless her heart. She sounds like she's maybe 15, 16 years old, 17, whatever. But she's completely ignorant as to like what the heck to respond to this guy. And it's funny because this guy's Danny is actually being pretty nice. Right. So like he can like jump on that and just destroy her there, but he doesn't. He's being sort of gracious and like allowing her to speak and not really like, oh, what kind of stupid comment. But dude, brother, like this is actually like because the youth groups are like, let's jump and make cake this morning. And it's like, so people have these serious questions. They have nowhere to get the answers. So and then you get this like parallel world, right? Where you have like the annoying Christian that's like, I can see through your spirit and it's a blue dragon. And then you have this Danny guy that's like, well, there's suffering where there's this, where you can't answer these questions. Why does God allow it to happen? And it's like, if we just had less stupid people talking on behalf of Christianity, it would be great, I think. I think these questions would be answered much better.
I think so. I mean, it's a good argument for why Apologia Center exists.
Yeah, that's right. And you know what?
But
go ahead.
No, and he's kind of thinking, just even his questions, the idea of like these are good questions, but it's one of those where you kind of sit and go, these questions have been answered. And the problem is, I think you have and this is an issue with the church and the academy, is that you don't have educated pastors who know how to answer these questions, or at least know how to go find answers to these questions. And so you have kids, if they are doing research, is on ChatGPT or Grok or Claude or all these different things, which is perfectly fine, but that's knowledge, that's not wisdom. And I think knowledge without wisdom is going to get you in a really, really big dunghill bit of trouble. And so with what she's saying, and what she said wasn't wrong. It was not nuanced, but there was thought behind it, which she actually thought he was getting at. Um, the issue is with a lot of it is if these people aren't in churches and the churches aren't educating their people, like we go through First Corinthians, I'm talking Greek text with my parishioners, right? We're talking, how do we figure out the doctrine of God? What does it mean to, one three one what's three who's, right? How do we break this down? And people have a hunger for learning. The problem is a lot of pastors and ministers here just can't do it. There's just too much. And that's why I make jokes about having a real job or a day job, because being a pastor is really, really hard. And being a teacher on top of that is extra hard, because then you're extra accountable for what you say. And so I think a lot of Christians just don't know their Bible very well. And I don't think they've been taught how to think within the church. And that goes back to your point of time to make cake and shoot off balloons and then get all up in our fields with Hillsong and Oceans and all this sort of stuff in youth group. And that's fine.
Hey, bro, that's dirty, bro.
I mean, but there's nothing wrong with this, spiritually or morally. But are you? Church is a place of two things. You're training people for spiritual warfare, and you're training people to be good medics to run into the field like Hacksaw Ridge, right? That's what you should be training people for. And not everyone's a soldier, but everyone's a medic. You know what I mean? And so I think the churches just need to recapture that vision of, no, we're a lighthouse, and we're here to train and to shine the light of Christ everywhere. And if we're not doing that, then we got a problem, because then you've got this stuff happening.
That's right. I don't know, Nick. I feel like you're just here to like share your pastoral grievances and stuff like that. You're like, it's very difficult to be a pastor. People don't know.
I mean, it is. It's just real hard just to exist.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
Underpaid, underappreciated.
Hey, at least you're paid, bro. Worship leaders aren't even paid.
Well, should they be paid? They only do like 15 minutes of work a week.
Stop it. Jerome said, Tom, I think 90% of Christians haven't thought about POE variants, including ones that are, what's up?
Problem of evil.
Yeah. Including ones that are apologetically inclined. 100%. Like, you're right. Like, as simple as like, if there is a God, why do children have cancer? Like, even if someone is not informed, even if someone on the opposite side of Christianity is not well informed on like, oh, how do we press Christians on this? Like, it's a very natural question. It's almost like you don't even have to be taught to use that against Christianity as an example. You just naturally think about it. This is something that I naturally think about as a Christian, growing up as a Christian. Like, why did this kid just have bone cancer and die? We recently had a situation, Nick, in the Armenian community. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can bring this up real quick.
As per Jerome's question below there, can we explain this Oceans joke? Yes.
Go ahead. Oh, go ahead. Explain it.
No, I said, can you to explain it? In some sense, yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah, he has this joke where there's a worship song, Oceans, and he makes passive aggressive gay jokes at me with that, which is fine. I'll accept it.
That's
Dallas
the only time you'll ever see Tom throwing his head back in worship when he's like, "Take me deeper." It's like, yeah, he did that one time and never let it.
Maybe I should call that a seer we were just watching and sing the song.
It's almost as good as wifey, light skinned lady, a bit. Still one of my favorite things of all time.
Yeah, Nick is totally instigating right now. Dallas Weaver said, whenever I have even a slight thought of starting a channel or something, I just remember what Will Hess.
The church split. Yeah, he's a friend of mine.
Yeah, he's says about needing a real thick skin for it. And I nope out real quick. That's funny. It's true, dude. It's so funny because So I'm verified on Instagram, and the reason I'm verified is because I verify my business account, because there's a lot of like fraudulent, and they take care, they take better care of your account against scammers and stuff. You verified, and if you verify your business account, you get a really cheap deal on verifying another account. So I just verify it, right? So it's not like because like I'm cool, I want to be verified. But so when I comment on like videos and stuff on Instagram, it gets noticed much quicker, essentially, because
My
people
first
look at
thought
it.
is there's someone talking about the problem of evil, and you're like, from the Reformed charismatic position, here's a whole paragraph. Then someone clicks and goes, "Simple, grow." What?
That's funny. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to be funny.
Dallas Weaver. Well, is his name Dallas, by the way? So Dallas, I was just making comments about like the New York Knicks fans, like, so they were booing President Trump, and I said something online to the extent of like, New York always boos the greats. They booed Kobe too. I made a comment like that since they were booing Trump, and I mean, man, people were like, I kid you not, somebody wrote a comment saying, "Give your children up for adoption so that they might have a chance at life."
That's actually really funny. I mean, not kind, not Christ-like, but that's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
really funny.
And
So I
I
was kind of
was
going
like,
like, they're getting a lot of money.
I was like, I was like, I was like, bro, I'm making a comment about the New York Knicks fan base. Like, why are you bringing my children into this? So yeah, it is, dude. It is tough. It's it's very tough to like
Oh
put
yeah,
yourself out there publicly.
it's real nasty. And I started seeing people give me AI generated responses, and as someone who's published academic literature, being being told off by someone who just threw a prompt into the AI search engine is one of those things where I'm like testing my sanctification right now. So the door, I just won't respond. Like I've had people say, I do not respond to AI comments. Like, I don't care, and I'm not saying you can't use AI to clean it up
Yeah,
or
yeah,
check your grammar. I got nothing against that. But if like, well, I threw this into AI to respond to you, I'm like, that's not yours. That's cheating. I don't respond to cheating.
no, I totally agree. And
So
I've, dude,
that's where my thick skin gets real thin. It's like you're cheating. I don't respect cheaters. Like the Houston Astros, I'm not down with cheating.
for sure. No, dude, I've experienced that in my life. Like I said this story once. One time somebody messaged me with a question, and I knew the answer, but I was like lazy. I was like, let me just chat GPT this and respond to them. And I felt, again, to the two guys that were talking about like Jesus being a normal thing you see. This is not normal, but I felt the conviction of the Holy Spirit in a very strong way, very strong. Like I felt like somebody smacked my chest and told me to, like, what? Like, brother, what? Like, you know these things, like you've read these things, you can respond to people, care for people's needs. It doesn't have to be done completely polished, but do it like with your own ability. So I said, you know what, screw that, I'm not using ChatGPT. And I replied with what I thought, and we had a conversation, and I gave my thoughts. I didn't use ChatGPT, and then I copy pasted the conversation in ChatGPT, and I said, how'd I do? And it said you did a great job. So
No, it's to be truthful. It said, you should have used me. I can tell you didn't use me. Like,
that's right. That's right. I included,
and
JR says, I included apologetically inclined before, because most Christians of that sort think that things like the free will defense will resolve everything just by stating it. Yeah, you're right, man. Like that's the thing. Like, it's like, oh yeah, God gave us free will, so we did evil and bad things happen, and the immediate
yeah, that
response
doesn't
is like,
answer. I forget there's a specific philosophical or logical, but it doesn't answer gratuitous evils outside of human control. It doesn't answer tsunamis. I mean, yeah, it doesn't
yeah,
answer. I'm trying to think of a way of if you buy into Michael Heiser's like the unseen realm, and there's lots of gods and deities, lowercase gods in the world. You could see like natural disasters, cancers and stuff like that. But even then, most cancers, I think, these days are certainly not helped by how we live our lives and what is done to stuff, or what we do to one another through tech and stuff like that. I'm not, but it's one of those, yeah, saying free will doesn't solve it. And this is from someone who affirms the free will defense. It's like, yeah, I think that applies between human beings. Whether or not it applies to us in the created realm around us is, well, that's what Danny, I think, was getting at, or at least more to what Danny was getting at. That I was like, yeah, missing each other.
That's right. And again, you don't have to have every answer to these questions. It doesn't need to be an answer a professional, a trained apologist would give, but it needs to be better than just saying, well, SHIT happens, essentially. It's got to be better than that. And so, yeah, I agree with you. That her answer to Danny had some truth in it, but it wasn't well thought out. It was just kind of like, I've heard this before, I'm going to use it. Truth Seeker says, my pastor, who's also my father-in-law. Ooh, that's tough, bro. Sheesh. Your pastor is your father-in-law. Said a few things along this line that push intellectuals out of the church. Responds to have faith instead of answering hard questions and giving feelings-based answers. Is he saying his pastor does this? Like, does
No,
the have faith?
made the point that the church can push out intellectuals.
Okay.
But there's also the issue of intellectuals, and I've seen this in churches where there's contempt for the church because the church isn't as smart as them, or as educated, or as wealthy, and there is an elitist kind of tendency amongst some intellectuals, and it's one of those where you can see it's a two-way street. Yeah, it's like at my church, I spoke over a lot of them the first few months I was there because I didn't know what they needed to hear, as a just personal example. And once they kind of mentioned, hey, da, 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 I was like, oh, then all right, I'm not talking down, but let me take, your positions, your ideas, where you come from, your experiences into account when I preach or do theology with you guys. And we, instead of us, being like this, we were able to kind of rise and, together and grow up together. And so I think the intellectual needs to be in it for the long haul. And I think you want to get humbled as an intellectual, become a pastor. That'll humble you real quick, especially the church of 8 that I started at. So that'll humble you real quick.
Yeah, and look, there's no need to run away from difficult conversations if you're a Christian. As a matter of fact, there's no need to have the answers to every question as a Christian. There are going to be very difficult questions, and the more you grow in wisdom as a believer, or even as a human being for that matter, is you realize that you're not going to have the answer to every question. So there are going to be times in your Christian walk where someone's going to bring something difficult up. For example, right now, the conversation about animal suffering prior to the fall, especially for those who believe in some kind of theistic evolution, right? This is raised as a problem where how did animals suffer? How was there animal death and suffering before the fall? And if you say something to the extent of the fall or death coming into the world was for the human made in the image of God, right? So like, it's like, yeah, there was death and suffering, but the death that the Bible is talking about that brings in suffering is for the person who was the person who was essentially God had breathed his image on, being Adam and Eve or whatever. So that's what it's talking about. But then if you raise that, then the atheist can raise the other thing. It's like, okay, so why is the animal death necessary? Like, we understand that it's not as important as the human death. Like, we understand the fact that the fall could have caused human death, which is much more important because the human has a spirit, a soul, is made in the image of God. But why is the animal death necessary? And honestly, bro, like right now I'm at a place where I don't know. That would be my answer. I don't know. I want to know, but I don't know.
If you believe in evolution, how did God make Adam out of soil?
How did what? Sorry.
How did God make Adam out of soil if animal death didn't happen before the fall?
Yeah, that's another good point.
I mean, I'm being tongue in cheek, but
yeah, I mean, what's his name? Alex O'Connor is raising a lot of these kind of conversations up, but I think it's legitimate. Like, I think you should be careful, not to go so hard where like, oh, as a Christian you're supposed to know everything, where then when you get caught in a moment where you stumble, they go owned. No, it's like, bro, just start off the conversation where I will do my best to give a defense of my faith, what I believe in, to the best of my abilities, and why it's convinced me. I don't have to be 100% certain, but I've been convinced by what I believe. And so you don't be like a dumb. Don't be dumb, right? Don't be like, oh well, things just happen, and God is like, why is it happening? It's just so sad. Like, yeah, I don't know. He saves some people, I guess, that die of bone cancer and doesn't save others. Then I don't know. He just does some greater plan and purpose. Like, that's a very stupid answer, in my opinion. So you don't have to be that guy, but you also don't have to be the guy that says, yeah, I have the answers. Hold on, let me open up my, my ChatGPT private
Or just
box.
let me call Arthur real quick.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you can struggle in giving some of these answers, but here Nick says, yes, I get your point, but it's like taking jabs in the message about debating and putting scientific understanding against walking by the faith when it isn't necessary. That's right. My opinion about how good most apologetical arguments are is rather mixed comparatively to most people, but loads of theists think that this stuff is free. This stuff is free. Strange landscape I find myself looking at. I'm not fully understanding that comment, but I will pretend that I did. Wow, great comment, Jerome. Excellent. I personally try to stay out of the comment sections, especially on controversial stuff and controversial Christian stuff. Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad idea, bro. I sometimes get in, and then I have like my family, like they're talking smack about my family and stuff like that. But sometimes it's better to just stay away from it. I had this other clip I wanted to quickly share. I don't know if you're still here, Nick. Nick, let me know if you have to leave, bro.
It was so entertaining. How did Jesus set up a church after he died?
Jesus sets up the church explicitly when he gives the keys to Peter in Matthew 16, and he says,
so he didn't start the church.
He did start the church. His apostles are the college that he gives the Holy Spirit to.
So the apostles went to college and then they started the church. So it's a man-made institution.
Oh my gosh.
Like I said,
they went to college. You don't even know what the college of the apostles is. I'm using your own stupid
fucking words against you, dude. The church was.
Yeah. Don't be that guy, man. Don't be the guy that said
go to college. Someone didn't finish his master's degree.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it's like, dude, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Don't be Jay Dyer, and definitely don't be. Definitely don't be whatever this is.
Is that Pastor David in the front row? That sounds like Arthur shouting in the background.
Yeah, like, bro, we got such a wide range of like Christians. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like,
yeah, I saw that. I'm like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is.
Yeah. So, listen, I don't know how we got here in this conversation, but I wanted to share that Nala video and just talk about like the fact that we've kind of, I don't know how to say this, Nick. You might have like a nice phrase for it that I don't know, but we've mixed the language of politics and Christianity together too much, in the sense that, look, I would say I'm a Christian nationalist. Okay, I have my own definition. I've talked about this, but when I'm strictly talking about like conversations of faith or Jesus or theology, like I don't find the need to constantly be mixing like political language into it, essentially. Sorry, what happened here? Go ahead, Nick, if you have anything to say. I was gonna put something up, but I lost it.
Oh no, I jokingly call myself a 1960s pro-civil rights Democrat, and then no one has any idea what that means.
Yeah, that's right.
Like
Oh,
outside of
man.
adultery and all that sort of stuff, JFK is probably the last great president, and even then he was pretty bad.
Yeah, Dyer retired, by the way. You won't have more of those.
I
tips
still
from
have
Jimmy.
the DM he sent me where he called me out. So I'm got that screenshot, and I'm never letting that one go.
Hey, maybe now we can challenge him to debate since we know he won't accept. Jay
Here's
Dyer,
the part. We won't
if
have
you're
to
a
block him
man,
anymore. You want screenshots?
Jay
Bring out
Dyer's
your
been
low-key
ducking me,
self,
bro. He's
Jay.
been ducking me. So I've been asking him since yesterday to debate, and he keeps running away. Like now, as soon as I stepped on the scene, he knew. Jay Dyer, I'm calling you out. He knew that I was going to take over Apologia Center on Friday. He knew, and he said, "You know what? Before Tom joins and starts challenging me on all these things, I'm a dip. I'm a dip.
I don't want that
I'm a
Persian
retire."
smoke.
What?
I don't want that Persian smoke.
He doesn't want that smoke. He doesn't want that smoke. He's like, I'm gonna get
He
out of
doesn't want
here.
that halal fire.
That's right.
By the way, Arthur's response to that when I play that little, when you y'all play that little jingle, I go back to that video clip like weekly.
Which one?
The merch one. Oh, la 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 la. And so I was dying laughing when I played that.
That's right.
He's running. This is
Yeah,
the
that's right.
proof.
No, you know what? Jay Dyer is annoying, and I think we come on. I mean, even if Jay Dyer somehow sees this, I think he would agree he's sort of annoying. But I'm not of the mindset that I can't like I learned things from a whole bunch of people, by the way, and I don't think Jay Dyer. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people say, but I would not judge his Christianity in the sense that he's not saved or whatever. He does sometimes worry me with the kind of the way he behaves or whatever. But I learned things from all kinds of Christians, and so it's not like we are serious that Jay Dyer has a bad attitude, but you can still learn from people like that here and there, and I think he does do a lot of good. And by the way, I think him moving to more conversational stuff, kind of moving away from constant debate, like debate amongst Christians, I think he'll be very useful in bringing some of these cultural stuff that are currently going on, which I think are things he's done in the past. So that's that. Nick, what do you think about Carmelo Anthony, not the basketball player, the Carmelo Anthony, the African American gentleman that ended up stabbing white gentleman, Austin? I think it's Austin. What's his name? Jeez, it's embarrassing. Austin Metcalf. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Bro, do you have like AI tracking or something? Oh, I think he's putting his baby to sleep.
I can honestly say I know virtually nothing of that trial, or I know the outcome. I couldn't tell you either way, so I can't tell you anything about it, unfortunately.
Okay, Bar, do you want to put your headphones on your child? I can sing to them. Have a very good
She's already
sleep.
deep in sleep. She doesn't need Ocean's right now. She might key in her sleep on me.
Have a good night, Mr. Nick's daughter. You are such a handsome daughter.
Just woke her up on some
She's like, what the heck?
Like,
She wakes up
speaking in
screaming.
tongues.
She grows up and she's like, I remember when I was a child, something appeared to me, some scary monster appeared.
I saw a blue flame.
Let me see if I can read some more chats here. ChatGPT is Lily J's best friend. Lily J, I don't know, man. I feel like Arthur's got a thing for Lily J.
If you spell corn backwards, it sounds like how Australians say no.
Oh, does it actually? Nowhere. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere. Yeah, if anyone wants to call in, feel free to call in. I have a link there. You're more than welcome to join us, and I'm probably not going to stay.
When are you going to get your bachelor's degree and master's degree and get a real job as an apologist?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so,
You
man.
can
Like,
go
I
to
don't think
Houston
I'm.
Christian and take a class with me.
Yeah, I'm not. Oh, depends. Are you going to give me good grades no matter how I do, or are you going to
No,
be? So, see, that's a
you get
problem. That's a
extra
big problem.
graded.
that's that's a big problem. No, you know what? Like, guys, like seriously, I like this. Like I like jumping on and talking and doing this kind of stuff, but I don't know if I could do it where I devote so much of my time to it that it becomes an actual like thing. Like people are expecting me to come on and give my opinions or whatever. I don't know if I like it that much. Like I like kind of being a troll on this thing, you know what I mean? Like kind of like joining and like just saying how like venting whatever I'm feeling, and then like getting the hell out and letting Arthur deal with all the consequences and what people think about the channel and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of fun being in my position. I wouldn't
Have you
want to
said
do this in a
anything this
serious.
channel that'll get Arthur in trouble?
What's up?
Have you said anything so far in this stream that gets Arthur in trouble?
Oh, I think so. I think so. Yeah, I mean, we did have a conversation about women. Just in listen. I said this last week. We love the women. I think women are amazing. Actually, I think women are so amazing. I ended up deciding to spend the rest of my life with one. Okay.
Just one? Christian.
But you know, I did have some of my opinions on, you know, church leadership, etc. And we got into some trouble for that. We got into some trouble, and you know, yeah, I mean, some of the opinions aren't appreciated, so you know, you get some flack for it. I think that's normal, but I don't know if I want to like the more you're on this thing and you're publicly speaking, especially if you kind of get into like I don't know, like debate culture, and even if you just dare to step into any kind of like political discourse and things of that sort, I feel like you're immediately opening yourself up to like a crazy amount of like hate. And some people can handle that. I don't know if I want to, bro. Like I feel like I have enough crap to think about on a daily basis. Where like I really don't want some guy like, you know, some guy like killing me on the comment section or whatever.
Oh, you don't have to respond to them. You'll see if I don't respond to a comment on YouTube, it's because I thought, nope, is this worth
Yeah.
more than the time I'll spend holding her? Yes or no? No, then I'm not going to. I get emails from people that I love, and or emails that I love from people. I love them too, of course, but then I'll look at it and be like, do I love this email more than the time I would spend with my child? No, then I don't answer. You know, same thing with YouTube comments or Twitter and stuff like that. So if I respond to someone, it means I saw value in what they were saying.
If you respond to them, that means you love them more than your child, is what you're essentially saying.
Exactly. This is, you know, I already got a tax write-off, so I'm already good. 18 years of riches, I'm doing great.
Yeah. Do you think pastors and those in ministry should have formal training like seminary?
I would need a really good reason to say no.
Okay, so yes is your question. Is your answer? Yes.
Yes, I would say generally yes, unless there's a really good reason. If it's one of those small churches where it's dirt poor, I don't think you should drop 20 to 30 grand in a seminary education for your pastor. But if it's, I don't know, a church where you've got the budget for it, yeah. I just kind of go, I want my pastor, I want him or her to know Greek. I want them to know Hebrew. I want them to be able to translate the text for themselves and preach it. I want them to know how other Christians have interpreted this, the way, or I want them to know just those sorts of things. And you generally can only get that through formal education. It doesn't mean you can't be self-taught. And I'm not saying, you know, and that's why I said generally yes. But if someone came up to me with a bachelor's degree in business and opened up his or her Greek New Testament and said, boom, this is what it says, and it was right, I'd be like, okay, you know, sure. You know, so it's not a hard and fast rule, but he or she must be formally educated. If they're not, then I've got a problem with that. A pastor who cannot translate the text for themselves should be very slow to preach something, because God did not inspire the English text. God inspired the Greek and Hebrew text. And that's a general rule. There are some people that don't know Greek and Hebrew that are amazing preachers, and it's wonderful. I'm talking about people who can afford formal education and have the time and energy to do it. Could do it. I'm not talking to the 45-year-olds who's been preaching
That's right.
since he or she was 18 and couldn't afford it and have built a faithful career, faithful family, faithful church, all that sort of stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who have the will, the drive, the time, and the funds to do it. Could do it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if you, yeah, and look, we're blessed where we live in a society where we have these things like universities, seminaries, and things of that sort, where like, like if there's a society that doesn't have access to those things, then they have to work with what God has provided to them, and so they'll do that, and praise God, glory be to Him. And there are societies like ours where, thank God, we have that ability where people can go learn, study, and stuff like that, and be more equipped to be in those positions. And so, if that's possible, why not? Hey, Nick, I'm going to drop you. I have a couple of people that want to join, so I don't know how to do multiple people here. So let me
I'll hit the button. It's all good. See ya.
Thank you thank you for joining, bro, and appreciate your commentary as always. Let's hang out next week, I think. All right. See ya. All right, I have a couple of additional people who want to jump on, but if anyone here wants to get on, I have some time still. Unless this thing dies, guys. Am I not entertaining enough? Like, why is there only 11 people on here, man? This is like, you guys are not helping me out, bro. If I want to make a case to Arthur, like, hey, bro, let me run your channel once in a while, and y'all have like 10 people in here now, it's gonna be a hard case to make here. I personally thought I was gonna get on, and there was gonna be like 3,000 people that joined. I was like, someone's gonna give the word, and it's gonna be like, I'm gonna walk up, and it's just gonna be insane. And so, oh my God. Hold on, check this out. Let me share my screen here. What is going on here, guys?
You gotta lay down and die. Oh, no, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll be alive. And I've got all my life to live. And I've got all my love to give. And I'll survive. I will survive. Hey, hey. Look, I used to cry. But now I hold my head up high, and you see me. Somebody new. I'm not that chained up little person still in love with you. And so you felt like dropping in and just expect me to be free. Now I'm saving all my loving for the one who's loving me. Lord, now go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now.
You're not welcome anymore. Why do we live like this?
I was wrong, and I learned how to get along, and so you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I couldn't buy, you got rumble. You gotta lay down and die. Oh no,
You are that.
I will
Oh, look at
survive. Oh, and life. Oh, will survive.
Imagine going to church. Imagine going to church with this guy.
Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll be alive. I've got all my life to live.
People
I've
religion
got
like
all my love to give. I'll survive. I will survive.
What's wrong with us?
Hey, hey. Look, I used to cry, but now I
wrong with
hold
it?
my head up high.
Why do they have so many people there? What?
Now I hold my head up high, and you see me.
Hey, Monday's going to be fun, guys. Monday morning, if the Lord is gracious to me and allows me to survive until Monday morning, because I don't know, man, it's getting tough out there. I will be going hard against this. I just gave away my entire plot. That's not okay, man. Like, what they're doing here is essentially the most unloving thing you can do as a Christian. Guys, listen to this. What they're doing here at this, I don't even want to call it a church, at this, whatever the hell this is, okay? Whatever vision the guy who put together this church had, this guy wasn't in that vision. Pipe organs together. Somebody spent the time and said, you know what? I'm going to build this place so people can worship the Lord. So they can learn biblical truth. And their lives can be transformed. And it's somewhere this happened. Okay? This happened. And look, like, we can't be okay with it, y'all. We can't be okay with this. Like, it's funny. I get it. There's like it's a fail page. It's like, okay, we can mock them and we know they're not Christians. But guys, how do you know? Like, what if somebody at this church right here, maybe this guy right here, okay? What if somebody here is what are you doing? What are you doing? Just get it. Guys, bro, you're literally crawling on the floor like a creep to get something. Oh my God. Yeah, like, guys, like, what if somebody in here, like this guy, I feel like this guy right here, this guy, do I have a pen to draw here? I feel like that guy's not into it. That guy is not into it, okay? And so there are real people at these places that somehow got trapped into this garbage. Maybe they've been going there for 40 years, 50 years, and somehow got trapped into this. And so now this guy is walking into church, and they've gradually been, making him accept that this is normal. And so the guy is just coming there and sitting, and everybody else is clapping and dancing to this complete garbage nonsense, right? And this is just like, what the heck is happening here? And let me tell you something, man. This is the most unloving thing. Okay? This is the most unloving thing for the church to do. Is to take sin like this, okay, conflate it with love, and then present it as the true message of Christ, the church, God, salvation. You can't get more unloving than that. Y'all. What Jesus Christ had in mind when he came to show his love into the world. And so you felt like dropping in and just expecting. Okay? This is contrary to what love is. We have been conditioned, okay, in our society, we've been conditioned to believe that love equals acceptance of everything. So if you accept whatever the heck somebody's doing, you love them. And if you don't, if you call out people for lives that are contradicting the message of the gospel, the message in the Bible, that you're unloving. And so this lie has been sold to us. So now when you and I as Christians call out people for their lifestyles and we tell them to turn to the loving arms of Jesus Christ, it's no longer love, it's hate. It's hate, it's bigot, it's anti-LGBT, anti-queer, all this kind of stuff. But this, whatever the heck this guy or girl is doing here, I don't even know. That's going to be called love. Okay. And so I think that's a big problem. But I will get to this on Monday. That's a big yikes. That's right. That's right. Jerome says, this is surely no reason for Tom to be playing this multiple times. Yeah, I just got to put it on mute next time. Listen, I really want to talk about this on Monday in detail, in length, and talk about some Christian responses to these things. And I think you guys will find it helpful. So I might honestly tonight or sometime tonight, make that stream available so we can share it out. And I think there's going to be a lot like obviously I'm me, and there's going to be some, joking around, some fun with it. But I really want to get deep into how Christians should respond, how we should handle this conversation, and if our main purpose and if our intention is to bring people out of this lifestyle and into Christ, then how can we do that without compromising, yet not showing them false love that these people are showing? And I think it's possible. I think it's very difficult. I think that we might have a tough time doing it, but I think it's possible. And so I pray that you guys, like, seriously, when I make this thumbnail, that's what it's called, and I make this stream, I'd really appreciate it if you guys can share it. I'm going to name it something like, I don't know, man, like, is June Pride satanic or something like that? I don't know. I'll think about it. And so I'll see you guys. I don't know, maybe guys, if I have time today or tomorrow morning or something like that, I might hop on here again. Now that I have like the reins to it, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Yeah. Mr. Apologetic, yeah, he breaking it down. Worldviews collide when we step on the ground. No spin, no fluff, we ain't playing around. Every false claim, getting pressed right now. Bad philosophies, stripped to the core. If it ain't truth, we exposing it all. This ain't hype, it's a war for the mind. Every quote, every lie, getting put in the line. From the street to the stream, we defending his name. Balafaya, yeah, the truth never changed. Mr. Apologetic, I used to be a top head. Now if I have my space, I put you on top. I had so much doubt, now I have big faith. If your channel has Yelp, I give you top rap.